So yesterday, while Bola Tinubu was commissioning several agricultural equipment, including 2,000 tractors in Abuja, Tinubu introduced a young man named Alexander Zingman, a Belarusian, as his neighbor and schoolmate. They went to the same school. He actually said schoolmate, not against the very popular narrative that he said classmate. He actually said the guy was his neighbor and they went to the same school. Hear him out.
To all of you, Alex was my very good neighbor and went to the same school with me in Chicago. Never did we dreamt that I would be in this position.
So
as
it
the
is either
President of
Tinubu
the
is suffering from
Republic of
amnesia
Nigeria,
or he's deliberately trying to distort facts or lie to again push his propagandist theory to another level. Because a quick check into who Alexander Zingman is revealed that Alexander Zingman is a Belarusian, like I did say, and just a moment. And he was born on the 26th of November 1966 in Minsk, and his father is a civil engineer and all of that. But getting into his details is that Alexander Zingman studied at the Belarusian National Polytechnic University and received a specialty in robotic engineering 1985 to 1989. And then, of course, he went on, he studied business marketing at the University of Illinois, Chicago, where he received a master's degree between 1991 and 1995. And if you remember, though the University of Illinois, Chicago, is in the same Chicago with Bola Tinubu's supposed university, which is the Chicago State University. It must be very clear that they are not same universities. So first, there is a lie and Bola Tinubu has been caught. Also, it is being reported, of course, the information available to Nigerians about Bola Tinubu's academic record is that Bola Tinubu went to the Chicago State University between 1976 and 1979. And by that, it means that his supposed neighbor and schoolmate, Alexander Zingman, would have been 10 years old when Tinubu gained admission and would be only 13 when Tinubu graduated. So how Tinubu became a neighbor of his, or how Alexander Zingman became a neighbor of Bola Tinubu at this particular time is quite very surprising. Only for you to know that the only academic link that they both have is that they schooled in the same city. Just like going to University of Lagos and Lagos State University is not enough to say we are schoolmates wherever you. The guy would only be even in the University of Illinois, Chicago, later in the decade, not even decade, later in the century, in 1991. Of course, with Bola Tinubu at that time had returned to Nigeria to be playing very active politics. That is not the biggest problem of this conversation. The biggest problem is, who is this man? So sometime in 2021, Alexander Zingman was arrested in Democratic Republic of Congo for what? For alleged arms dealing, illegal arms dealing. In fact, there is a video clip where he was picked up from the plane and he was taken into custody after investigations were done. There is the video.
Игорь, ботинки!
Clearly, the long and short of this is that, again, Bola Tinubu has been busted. This is not the first time he's trying to fight that narrative of he didn't go to school or what he went to do in Chicago. The last time he brought somebody from the Chicago State University who said Tinubu was in school and he was aware, he was even head of the Black Student Union Association there. But the guy refused to attend any other interview apart from the one that was scripted and properly guarded on TVC. Even Rufai Oseni, Shehu Kibaloye were all asking for him, but he never showed up. Right now, it is Alexander Zingman who by age, it will be 58 years right now. Bola Ahmed Tinubu, of course, is over 30 years older than that. But again, even with football age and real age, you know that this man is almost 100. And thank God for what God has done, keeping him alive. I don't know to do what. But anyway, that's not the point. Then the illegal activities of the man. And there was no correlation. You were commissioning agricultural equipment. What was the reason of trying to do it again? Because Bola Ahmed Tinubu effortlessly and conveniently lied, because he has to keep his propaganda machine up and running, and then ensure that his foot soldiers have food to share. But they have been relatively silent about this. The thing that they have been trying to say is that the man did not say classmate, and like I said, he didn't say classmate, actually said schoolmate. But while you were in your over 30s, somebody that was 10 years was your neighbor and was your schoolmate. The guy actually did not go to your school. And then at the end of the day, the guy is also being found wanting in a very close neighboring country here for arms dealing. And now this is who you want to show. Whatever you are trying to do, because of course you know that Tinubu doesn't have the kind of people that Tinubu knows are always involved in dealing, whether they are doing drugs dealing, they are doing arms dealing, they are doing propaganda dealing, they are doing all sorts of dealings. And in recent times, with the kind dragging he's been getting from Sule Lamido of his involvement in the annulment of June 12 elections, that is now being seen, because a couple of years ago, Shehu Sani, the senator from Kaduna who never returned to the Senate, had said that the day Sule Lamido would talk about what happens, because at that point Sule Lamido was the secretary general of one of the parties that participated in the election, and it was perceived that he had a whole lot more than a lot of people did not know. And this is just the first of the blows, and it is getting obvious. So whatever Tinubu tried to achieve with this particular introduction of Alexander Zingman has failed again. If I were Tinubu, I would just shut up my mouth and forget about it. You've been president. Things have made you president. There are several factors, and then unfortunately you are. But all of this trying to paint the lie or trying to redirect the narrative is not going to work. It's embarrassing already. Embarrassing. Awasha.